Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. There was a monastery near a town where hundreds of monks used to live. In that monastery, the rules were very strict. One of the rules was that all the monks had to remain silent all the time. They weren't even allowed to speak a single word, so that's exactly what they did. All the monks kept silent all the time. After some time, one monk went to the head monk and said, "Respected head monk, I have been following the rules of this monastery and keeping silent for many years. But now I feel like speaking just one word." The head monk said, "You can speak that one word, but only once in 1 year." That monk was very happy to hear that and thanked the head monk and went to his place. For 11 months, that monk did not speak a word. After 11 months, he went to the head monk and said, "Respected head monk, today I have completed 12 months of silence, and I have followed the rules of this monastery. Now I would like to speak my word." The head monk smiled and said, "Well, now you can speak that one word." That monk took a deep breath and said, "It's cold." It was actually winter season and it was quite cold. The head monk and all the monks present there smiled after hearing that. After so long, someone had spoken a word, and that too such a useful word. Ow. The monks felt warm after hearing that word because they got to know that they were not alone in this cold. After this incident, many monks requested the head monk to allow them to speak at least one word every month. The head monk agreed to this request and gave permission to all the monks to speak one word every month. One day, one young monk went to the head monk and said, "Respected head monk, I have been following all the rules of this monastery and keeping silent for many years. I feel like taking a vow of 1 year of silence, and I want to speak only 2 words in 1 year." The head monk was surprised to hear this and asked the reason behind this. The young monk said, "Respected head monk, by speaking 1 word every month, I would get a chance to speak 12 words in 1 year. But I don't want to do that. I want to follow the rules of this monastery strictly. And that's why I want to take a vow of 1 year of silence, and I want to speak only 2 words in this 1 year." The head monk saw the dedication in the eyes of that young monk and allowed him to take the vow of 1 year of silence. When his first year ended, head mom called him and said, "Your first year of silence is complete. Now you are allowed to speak, but remember, you can speak only 2 words. The young monk thought for a while and finally spoke. He said, "Bad heart." Head monk understood his words and said, "What do you mean by that?" The young monk said, "I haven't got back to sleep on, and I'm sleeping on hard ground. But I need back to sleep on." Monk understood his words and asked him to come out of his room. The head monk gave him a soft blanket and helped him to lie on the bed. The young monk left from there and continued to live in that monastery. Again, 1 more year passed. After completing 1 year of silence, head mom again called that young monk and asked, "So what do you have to say this time?" The young monk again said, "Food stinks." The head monk understood his words and said, "I'll talk to the cook about that." The head monk called the cook and asked him to make delicious food for that young monk. But the young monk left from there. He still continued to live in that monastery. Again, another year passed. Again, head mom called him and asked him, "What are your 2 words this time?" The young monk exclaimed, "I quit." The head monk thought for a while and said, "Well, I can see why. Well, all you have been doing these 3 years was nothing but complaining. You came here to do your meditation and to make your soul pure. But instead of doing spiritual practice, you only kept complaining for 3 years. And that's why you could not reach your goal, and that's why you quit." If we see in our lives, we will find that most of the people keep on complaining in their lives, no matter how much they get. But they should understand that if you keep complaining all the time, you will never be able to achieve your goal, and you will quit even before you get there. Rather see what you have. If you want to accomplish anything in your life, then you have to stop complaining and start working towards self-improvement. The feeling of deep gratitude can only arise when we become aware of what life has given us. Our attitude towards life is of our own choice. Whether we choose gratitude or complaint, that is exactly what life will reflect back to us. So if you want your life to be happy and satisfied, then always choose gratitude over complaint. So guys, what did you learn from this story? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time.